Today's lecture is going to be Access 2013. It's going to be AccessA. Talk about Access as a relational database and how you can work with it. Objectives for the lesson today are going to include discussion about relational databases, how to explore databases and create databases, how to create a table, how to create primary keys, how to relate two tables to each other, and how to enter and edit data. So relational databases are basically databases that allow you to record data and make sorting, grouping, reports generated from the data that you've put together. And the reports can pull data from one table, it can pull data from multiple tables. It all depends on how you set the reports up. Access has definite advantages in the fact that it minimizes duplication of data. In other words, you don't have to do 3 tables about the same thing. You can do 3 different tables and have a report pulled from 3 different tables and have the data. You could have a customer table, you could have a sales table, and you could have, regional areas table, and those 3 tables would be put together when you created reports. You'd want to pull a customer, you'd want to pull the salesperson that's in charge of that customer, you're going to want to put the region, the sales region person's information in there, so you're going to have a report that's going to say, here's Sam Smith's region, it's covering this territory in the country, and here's his sales. Then the report that you put together would be his customers, and then customer sales would come from the sales data, and the customers in the region could come from either the customer database or it could come from a regional database that could contain all of Sam's customers within his region. So I know that sounded kind of confusing, but it's the nice thing about relational databases is it allows you to only enter data in once and not have to have 3 different Excel spreadsheets containing the same data, and then when you update one you have to remember to update them all. Access helps to avoid that. Data can be viewed and sorted in many ways, and it's always secure. It can be actually password protected if you want it, and it can be shared and used by several users at once depending upon what's going on. Now at the bottom of Access, page 3, the difference between Access and Excel, it talks about the difference between the 2 softwares as far as layout, storage, linking the tables, and reporting security, multi-user capabilities, and data entry. This is a real nice table to explain to you the benefits of Access over Excel. Some things that Excel can do that Access can't, and vice versa. It allows you to look at the differences between the 2. Now when you're looking to explore a database, Access can be opened in multiple ways. You can open it through Access through the toolbar. You can look at it from opening an actual database, just double-clicking on that. There's a lot of different ways. But when you're looking at an Access database, there are 4 types of objects you're going to find in that database. You're going to find tables, you're going to find queries, you're going to find forms and reports. The table itself is the actual we'll go down to the next slide because that shows you what's at the bottom of Access 5. It talks about the different types of objects. The table is what's going to contain all the raw data. It's going to be a listing of all the content for that table in specific and that grouping of entities. A query is going to allow you to make a subset of data where you're going to pull data from 1 or more tables to make the reports that you create. A form is an easy-to-use data entry screen. In other words, you create a data entry screen that allows you to tab through fields, name, last name, first name, address, city, state, zip, phone, and you can tab through and enter the data quickly using a form. And then the report, like I was talking about earlier, the reports actually have a great way you can format those reports so you have a nice-looking reports that contain data sorts from multiple tables if necessary. Headers, footers, you can even put logos, things like that on your output, so it makes it look really nice. So we're going to create a database in the next, just a second here. Yep, that's the end of this lecture. Access A1.